Alone with Anthony in their daily wanderings up and down the hills of Stonington, Tatiana made friends with the women who ran the stores and the boys who brought the milk. She befriended a farm woman in her 30s up on Eastern Road, whose husband, a naval officer, was still in Japan. Every day, Nellie cleaned the house, weeded the front garden, and waited for him on the bench outside, which is how Tatiana met her, just skipping by with her son. After talking to her for 2 minutes, Tatiana felt so sad for the woman, viscerally remembering grieving for Alexander, that she asked Nellie if she needed help with the farm. Nellie had an acre of potatoes and tomatoes and cucumbers. Tatiana knew something about these things. Nellie gladly agreed, saying she could pay Tatiana $2 a day from her husband's army check. "It's all I can afford," she said. "When my husband comes back, I'll be able to pay you more." But the war ended a year ago, and there was still no news of him. Tatiana said not to worry. Over coffee, Nellie opened up a little. "What if he comes back and I don't know how to talk to him? We were married such a short time before he went to fight. What if we find out we're complete strangers?" Tatiana shook her lowered head. She knew something about these things, too. "So, when did your husband come back?" Nellie asked with envy. "A month ago." "So lucky." Anthony said, "Dad didn't come back. Dad was never coming back. Mama left me to go find him." Nellie stared dully at Anthony. "Anthony, go play outside for a minute. Let Nellie and me finish up." Tatiana ruffled Anthony's hair and ushered him outside. "Kids these days, you teach them to speak and look what they do. I don't even know what he's talking about." That evening, Anthony told Alexander that Mama got a job. Alexander asked Anthony questions, and Anthony, happy to be asked, told his father about Nellie and her potatoes and tomatoes and cucumbers, and her husband who wasn't there, and how Nellie ought to go and find him. "Just like Mama went and found you." Alexander stopped asking questions. All he said after dinner was, "I thought you said we were going to be all right on $10 a day." "It's just for Anthony, for his candy, his ice cream." "No, I'll work at night. If I help sell the lobsters, it's another $2. "No!" Tatiana quickly lowered her voice. "You work plenty. You do plenty. No, Anthony and I play all day anyway." "That's good," he said. "Play." "We'll have time for everything. He and I will be happy to help her. And besides," said Tatiana, "she is so lonely." Alexander turned away. Tatiana turned away. The next day, Alexander came back from the boat and said, "Tell Nellie to stuff her $2. Jimmy and I worked out a deal. If I catch him over 150 legal lobsters, he'll pay me an extra $5, and then 5 more for every 50 legals above 150. What do you think?" Tatiana thought about it. "How many traps on your troll?" 10. "At 2 legal lobsters per trap, 20 at most per troll, 1 troll an hour, hauling them up, throwing most of them back. It's not enough." "When it comes to me," he said, "aren't you turning into a nice little capitalist?" "You've sold yourself short, Alexander," Tatiana said to him, "like a lobster."